I'm a queue for a Clash game. What do you mean, bro? And, bro, I've had the worst lap.
We're back here on another Cedarville match here on Marvel Rivals Esports. Cedarville here on a delightfully new string of wins after their loss with Minnesota Mavericks, of which Cedarville has been wanting to get back on, and they have been coming at it with a fury, taking down some other notable teams, notably in the Texans earlier. Cedarville is excited to go against Team Smoky. All right, team. I remember, if I correctly, it was like a 3 wins of 4. And I believe we were starting to get through some of the earlier stages of esports, just doing placements. Oh, some trolling here. Meaning we are about to be heading into the tournament brackets fairly soon. So, exciting things. Cedarville will have to ramp up as the pressure goes if we want to see more results out of them. Here, the team is just practicing, readying up for their fight against Team Smoky. Fun name there. And I believe that is Tennessee University. So, a fairly large university in comparison to ours.
Considering the past track record of Cedarville, how do you think they're going to perform in this coming match?
I believe Cedarville here it has a very strong shot of winning this match here. Team Smokies, while they've had some good stat boards here, overall they still did lose more than they did win. Cedarville here has only 1 loss to their name, and that is to the top of the leader bracket. So, if anything, this is Cedarville's match to lose. Not to mention, there might be, I'm a little curious, because since they're from a different region, how the networking might work out. I don't know if we're going to see anything horribly buggy, but that's a thing to consider. Oh.
Well, looking at the current in-match stats from their lobby, it looks like no one is sitting above any higher than just under 40 ping. So thankfully, or at least hopefully, we won't have any networking issues. Unfortunately, even if we do have good ping, literally anything could happen.
Well, 40 ping isn't the worst. It's definitely not the greatest we've seen from other schools that we had saw. Remember the last match? It was like, what was it? Less than 10 somehow?
Oh, that was insane. They had to be living next door to the stinking server.
It was
I
in
don't
Virginia.
know how.
I don't know either.
How. It was
All right.
ridiculous.
We're heading into our first match here, and we are at the band stage. All right. How much would you put down that physics is physics Psylocke is getting banned right off the bat?
Oh, 100%.
Yep,
100%.
I agree. He has not been able to play his character in like the last 4, maybe 5 matches.
Absolutely, and it's been very unfortunate because his physics is truly excellent. But the teams know that and have been consistently banning it every single match.
Cedarville did ban Emma Frost here. A little strange. I'm wondering what their tank line's going to be.
Oh! Boosh will no longer be able to play Hello. Interesting.
We may actually see Psylocke. If I were Cedarville right now, I would protect Psylocke.
Alright, let's see what their next pick will be.
Hulk. Okay. Interesting. So we are running Venom. Logan here playing the wrong game, afraid.
Come on, Cedarville, lock in. Lock in, Cedarville.
Now, maybe if he actually channeled his energy elsewhere, he might be able to hit those Venom shots. They were protecting him for you. You better prove yourself. That's a worse way to win, too. Well, Cedarville instead loses the Psylocke opportunity that they could have protected earlier, but instead voted not to. Why? I'm not sure.
So sad. It's so sad because what I have seen of Physics Psylocke, it is truly wonderful gameplay. But I guess we'll just have to rock without it for today.
Might be a map in relation to the map, perhaps. I'm not quite sure what was all that about. But in any case, Groot has been protected, as has Jeff here.
Interesting save for Cedarville. I haven't seen Cedarville play Jeff a whole lot in their previous matches.
To be fair, this is the very first match that these two have gone head-to-head, so this is more a feeler stage, keeping the pools open, trying to figure out who they want to protect. And also, they don't want to give away too much of your hand so early on as well.
Absolutely. I mean, for all I know, they might be playing an alt rotation simply to throw off the opposing team before finally making that last dash for victory.
Magneto. Okay, that is going to be a very painful ban for Ryan in particular, who mains Magneto. He will have to switch to the Doctor Strange. We've seen him do pretty well. There's some similar mechanics that can be shared from both of these characters. The shielding mechanic mainly. Ryan will be familiar with that, as well as burst potential through Doctor Strange's E ability. But I'm sure Ryan, as of this moment, is complaining nonsensically.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
We have some interesting characters here. Boosh play on the Star-Lord. We saw that last match. Very different from the characters he's previously played. This character is much more upfront and personal and very speedy, tries to get in and out, usually tries to catch enemy players in the backline in particular.
All you need to do is capture the mission area.
This is very different compared to Boosh's characters in, say, Hela or Punisher that like to shoot a consistent stream of damage from downtown, from very far away while playing safe distances. We'll see if this pays out. Characters like this usually add another dimension that characters on the enemy team need to watch out for, another angle to look for, and can split attention. Boosh looking to try and check more angles while keeping this Team Smokey a little cornered here. None of them are particularly taking too much damage. Cedarville is looking to try and follow up on one, but needs to back up themselves and stabilize. Both tanks at Cedarville's end are still up front and are able to hold the line in percentage. Cedarville, for the first time, is actually touching point way earlier than before, able to keep a cap from happening, which was an earlier criticism of mine. Cedarville, shockingly, despite the walls that Team Smokey's setting up via their Groot, is still able to keep their team alive. Unfortunately, Dogan does die first, and Team Smokey beats them, Cedarville, to the ult race, investing into 3 separate abilities. Cedarville will have all of ults available in this next fight. With wise usage, this is definitely Smokey's fight to lose here. Well, the thing is, Smokey will have some percentage, but at least it's not enough percentage that Cedarville gave away for free.
I'm gonna go high here.
All right, second fight. Cedarville looking to push their way forward, probably engage with Doctor Strange as an opening ult. Smokey ults a little earlier with a support ult in response to... no, there's a Punisher ult on the enemy team. They use 2. If Cedarville can kite this, it's almost match set there. And Cedarville will take this next point. Last support ult used by Smokey, but Cedarville still has both of theirs. Groot being picked at, still is able to be kept alive. Boosh 1v1ing the enemy Punisher, barely escapes with his life, however is able to get a comfortable off angle, unfortunately gets killed from behind. Interesting, we are at a pause, I am unsure which team... Oh, okay. It seems like Team Smokey is having very bad lag on their end for one of their players, initiating the pause.
And this is why we made that little call right before this match started. Even with good ping, anything can happen with internet, and right here we see something that happened.
Match looks like it's going to continue. Okay. Cedarville down 75% and just lost a huge amount of their team. This is a big stagger and great move from Team Smokey's Groot in particular, who managed to wall off everyone and get the ult off. Cedarville will now rely on a Strange play. This means they won't have it there for earlier, but they will have a guaranteed touch with the entire team involved. Venom a little low here. While the touch is available, Cedarville needs to get out of this portal before time runs out. Unfortunately, Ryan is first to fall here. No touch for Cedarville either as they get pushed out. Very dominant showing from Team Smoky here. The Groot in particular is being a very big problem here for Cedarville as he's been able to consistently cut off some heals for Cedarville's support line, and they have to spend time destroying the wall before they can get back to their tanks. And by the time that happens, usually Logan in particular falls. Logan is actually matching and mirroring the enemy team with a Groot of their own. They're going to try the same plays.
Whoa, what's that sound? Like a melodic wind blowing across time.
Cedarville, if they want to win these next matches, it's almost certainly going to be a point of who they're going to focus on and concentrate everything on, as well as being aware of the enemy Groot and what walls will be cutting off different LOSs. That's short for line of sight, which is very vital in this game, as it's usually the matter of life and death, both that from being shot at, but also line of sight of your healers in particular makes it so that they can heal you. Can't heal what you can't see, and you can't shoot what you can't see either. Moon Knight on Team Smoky's team. Great for clustered teams, which Cedarville kind of is at this point. However, Cedarville does have point control here and gets an early pick. Doctor Strange cornered here. Boosh wasting his time shooting at walls right now when he probably should have shot at the Strange. Little questionable. However, Cedarville, great positioning, and is just forcing Smoky all the way back to their spawn. It's going to be very hard for them to push past this. Ults being thrown on the fray. Ryan killed early, though. I'm not sure how that was possible. He died very early. I'm not sure how, given there was a Luna ult that was on the field, which is a lot of healing concentrated at one place. Smoky will be about the similar in percentage here. I'm a little ashamed with how quickly Cedarville lost their good positioning there. They backed up a little too soon when they should have probably doubled down on the group. Boosh trying to catch support on the side. About half. Unfortunately gets frozen as a punishment. Strong Moon Knight ult. Tank is lost on Smoky's end, but he made his mark. Moon Knight is getting incredible amounts of value on Smoky's end. 50% for Team Smoky. Cedarville trying to make turn this around. They are spotted early on this flanking attempt over on the side using the portal. The element of surprise is not there, but they do have high ground if they're able to catch a pick or two. But most likely, in my opinion, it's almost certainly going to be instead of Ult Fest that determines anything. Which is immediately opened here by Invisible Woman and Boosh's Punisher. And Punisher, despite that, is just shredding through the enemy team. Boosh, definitely the MVP here for this fight. Got 4 separate kills with his ultimate, despite the ultimates being thrown to counter him. Let's hope that Cedarville learns from their mistake and is able to hold this corner and doorway a lot better than they did prior. Moon Knight consistently getting value once again, making sure that they don't get cracked open like a can. Walls need to be shredded, and Cedarville needs to push in a little. Cedarville. At that point, the moment the Smoky had taken the corner around the little pillar there, there was no point in staying there. Enemy Punisher ult now being thrown against Cedarville. Luna ult is being used at play, and it's enough to offset some of the damage, but still, both DPS fall on Cedarville's end. Cedarville stalls as much as they can, but it seems Smoky already has a percentage here. This is looking like a full cap for Cedarville, so for Smokey, and Cedarville will probably not be able to touch. Unless Boosh pulls off the sickest grappling hook play that you can ever see in this game. It's pretty fun to see himself get slingshotted over. Portal, wow, very quick emergency portal. Unfortunately, Cedarville is still half dead already, and it does not matter. Gru ult finally seals the deal for Smokey. And Cedarville is stuck in a haze of different problems now.
You can't expect to win them all.
Truthfully, a little concerned here. Certain characters, especially Physics' gameplay, I had not seen a single Phoenix ult. Now, I might be missing things, audio cues. There was a bunch of kills, notably Ryan's, where I didn't hear whatsoever, so that might be on my end. But still, what is evident is Cedarville isn't quite able to maintain the positions that they want, nor can they get the concentrated fire that they usually do. The adjustments on the tank line as well is another thing. They were hoping to bank on this Venom play. That's what they invested some ban protections against. However, they did not make much use of it. In fact, switched off almost immediately into the Brute and Strange tank line, which is something both players do not to play as much. In fact, I would say 4 out of the 16 members here at Cedarville played characters that wasn't directly their mains. Well, actually, correction. Punisher is still Bush's main there as well.
You wanna be today.
Be wary. No timeline exists where
We may need smarter bans. Physics finally selecting the Psylocke here. I'm hoping that that is actually a sign that they will protect the Psylocke this time around. But on this map, also available is Human Torch, which we've seen before to great effect on Physics' part. A lot of weight on the first bans here. Hella, alright. They have a shot at keeping him.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
No good.
Okay, which heroes will get my cosmic favor today?
Physics finally gets to protect his main. Hopefully this will wake up Cedarville a little bit in this second match here. Hulk protected again, though we did not see any gameplay of last match. Rocket Band. We had not seen any Rocket gameplay either. Neither was that a ban beforehand. May just be this map specific. Cedarville opting as well also to ban the group that was causing the supports issues earlier. They decide to go against Winter Soldier. Alright, we have 2 more protections here. Cedarville to protect Magneto, that was banned earlier. But Ryan gets to play his character. Or he's finally happy about that. Especially with how it's always going to be a little souring when your band is your character gets banned as the very last pick. Like you're almost there to have fun and it's just taken away from you. Kind of like Christmas morning, except the gifts are stolen. The Grinch came to town. Alright, well, there's still a chance of that happening for some other member of Cedarville's team. We can see that here in this last ban. And it's Logan that gets the pit. Well, I'm not sure if he was intending to play him since he was going for Venom earlier. I'm not sure if that was... Well, yes, he's actually selected Emma Frost beforehand on the pre-select, as you can see on the bottom right. So, yeah, shame there. I'm sure he'll be able to manage, though, with a different hero. Yes. And interesting, Cloak and Dagger ban. Logan instead goes on the Strange.
Considering what happened to Cedarville last match, how do you think their strategy is going to change up for this next game?
Well, the main thing that they're going to be looking forward to now is no more group walls, so they can finally heal. So I think they're going to play similar to last time, just a lot more freer in that sense. But also, they will have increased aggression now from Physics, who independently on his own will be much more aggressive than he was before. Probably get much more backline kills than we were seeing earlier, and be able to skate back to already decent support line on Cedarville's end. Now that they're unimpeded from the Groot, we can look forward to a lot more efficiency, I think, on Cedarville's end. However, still, what they will need to fix is that concentrated fire on who they're calling out for, who they're picking out to do the most damage to try and find crucial picks. Boosh on the Punisher, long-ranged. Opens with turret. We haven't really seen much turret from Boosh. And we get to see that famed Hulk protected. Storm. Interesting. Oh. Punisher very low in the back. We're still fairly close in the streets phase. Hulk very low. In fact, it does get caught out here, and is now forced to be Bruce Banner instead. When he dies, Hulk turns into Puny Banner, and he has a chance to recharge, but usually he's too fragile, and we just saw it, and will just die instead. He has very little abilities or any survival tools. Punisher gets caught, and Hulk... Okay, no. Punisher gets caught, meaning Smokey will have to spend more time waiting for their teammates to respawn and regroup to be a threat again. Physics on the offensive. Once again, good job on Cedarville's end and Cedarville supports. Hot Head Skull here, keeping the team alive. Ryan can overextend like that because he has such a tank line, as a support line. Supports are most definitely going to get thrown here. What with Storm, and Storm died immediately. 2 ults wasted on Smokey's end, and 2 ults being utilized very well on Cedarville's. Ryan gets his ultimate here. That's also a huge playmaking ability for later matches. That's also Cedarville realizing they're over-aggressive and they need to push back. At some point, you can't push any further because they'll be in their spawn and they'll have infinite healing. That's home base. You can't push that far. Usually. Or at least the trade-off of risk and reward is just not worth it. Boosh backs all the way back. Sets up a turret. Is waiting instead for all the ult dumpings that's going to happen on both teams. Notably enemy Punishers, which did so much work for Cedarville in the last team fight. And here's Ryan's ult. Does he get anything out of it? From the looks of things, no. And in fact, both tanks are all in a very bad position. Logan here is first to fall. Oh, but Boosh diffs the enemy Punisher and is able to keep the rest of the team relatively safe. Once again, we get to see some Storm with her ultimate here, but it gets shut down with Boosh's own. A little overkill, in my opinion.
Overall, much better performance from Cedarville so far. We're really seeing their strengths and their ability to defend these points, and especially when they can coordinate together and not overextend.
Oh, so sudden strange portal there. Almost catches Boosh, but he's able to reposition fast enough where he's got turret here. This should be great for value. Unfortunately, Chris gets caught out in the crossfire. Hot Skull is not going to be available for this next fight. Despite shredding through that Hulk ultimate there may not be enough healing going around. Notably, as Boosh also falls from the side. Great adjustment from Team Smokey here, and realizing that they need to switch it up and get rid of all the poke-based heroes in the back. But still, they are now on overtime now. So it's still going to be an uphill battle for them going forward. Cedarville is still split here. Physics investing in all. Cedarville is trying to win this team fight now and actually prevent them from even getting cap. Cap for capture. Luna support ult is thrown on. It's going to be very hard to kill Cedarville's. Ryan throws in his support ult. Ryan throws in his ult as well. Tries to catch a kill. Doesn't get any, but Boosh is able to catch and diff the enemy Punisher once again. And this is looking very good for Cedarville. They catch 2, lose Boosh. However, they are still up a player and have a support. Not to mention the Hulk here is very low. He's actually out of his Hulk form. He's Bruce Banner. And if they look at him, yes, he should die. And that will be it. Very strong hold from Cedarville. As predicted, I think simply because it's a very long-range poke-based map with a little less angles to shoot from, Cedarville is able to have a much better defensive hold and bunker, but also, again, no Groot. The supports are able to do their thing. Physics is able to get value and consistently get his health. Ryan is able to overextend and rely on healers as well because there's no walls in the way. And so Cedarville, looking much more reinforced now, will probably ban Groot for the rest of the match. For the game, I should say.
You mentioned this a little bit before. This is a much more long-range poke-based map. How do you think that Tennessee Smokey is going to try to either replicate that or change it based on their own strategies for this particular map?
I would point to the one team fight that they won, where they went with a strange portal right behind and fought up close. That's how they got the first few ticks of that point. It's because they were able to play characters and position themselves in a way that would really punish how far apart Cedarville was playing at the time. So if I were Team Smokey, I would be thinking, don't try and one up in the poke or street phase like we were seeing happen with Boosh and the enemy Punisher. Boosh was winning those duels. Instead, I would suggest much more close dive-based compositions. I don't think they're going to be running with that. They do have a Thor, so if they want that up-close aggressiveness, that is an option there. But again, they don't have Groot, and they won't be able to rely on the Groot as an anchor either.
And correct me if I'm wrong on this, but do they only need to capture the point, or not even capture, just get a little bit further progression?
No, they just need to get further than where they cap. I'm not sure if it's not even a tick off the point. The point is divided in 3. Oh. Boosh dies very early on. Cedarville is still bounced enough. Oh, never mind. I was about to say that they have a front line, but that ended the moment Logan died there. Cedarville scampers off to regroup and stabilize. Stabilize doesn't get the whole team back to full health and position nicely. But that takes time and resources. Speaking of resources, ultimates are about to come into play, except any play that would have been huge here is immediately shut down when Cedarville lost another player. They will have to wait it out and for Logan to come... Oh, no, not Logan. Ryan to come back here. Boosh. Trying to just shoot down and just start peeling away at the tank lines, but probably won't find much value unless they take more space. Big Keymaker will be his ultimate, which he may fire off at any moment here. Punisher, the Phoenix ult has been shut down here, but Physics loses, dies, and let's see, Cedarville is making it up now with 2 picks of their own, and is going to double down with their own ults. Only problem is, oh, actually, that was way too much damage for Magneto, where you can overload and cancel his ult if you just shoot into even more, which is risky because that means it's usually more powerful should Magneto fire. Oh, and Thor is getting shotgunned to death here by Boosh. Great plays. I would look away. Okay, Magneto here. Ryan getting all the key kills and is cleaning things up for the Cedarville. Cedarville needs to be kept alive. If they can keep their tanks alive, oh, it'll be close, but Cedarville should take this. Angela here gets shredded. This is looking very strong. Cedarville is almost certainly able to take this match. Only problem might be a strange portal, but I don't think there's time, and there is not. Team Smokey takes the L on this one. Cedarville has a point, and they are on the board 1-1. Good adjustments from Cedarville. There's definitely some things Cedarville has learned here and will keep with if they want to repeat this kind of performance. However, Team Smokey is fighting an issue, and I'm afraid, despite not seeing him too much on the kill board, we see here on the MVP score that Psylocke is a problem. Now, I don't think Hella bans are going to be a thing anymore, at least for the first pick ban. So, Cedarville is going to probably have to learn how to work without. But what they will still consistently do is get rid of Groot.
Absolutely. I remember seeing from that first match, Groot being a real problem for Cedarville. And it seems, at least to me, like Groot has been a consistent problem for Cedarville. No matter who they play against, this Groot's walls just being well placed, just absolutely blocking the healing and blocking the damage.
We'll see if the Cedarville gets bold enough where they would ignore that kind of ban, but from what I saw that first match, they almost certainly will want to keep that consistently just to keep their support line as efficient as possible. We will be starting up the third match soon enough.
As we prepare for this next... Oh, sorry about that.
Oh,
As
no,
we prepare for this next match, what kind of bans do you expect to come out of Tennessee Smokey for this
I
next
expect
match?
Psylocke to go away almost instantaneously. I doubt that they'll go after the support lines. It's very rare that that happens since most teams usually share very similar characters and pools. I do not think Punisher is going to be banned from the likes of things unless they really think that their own Punisher is just not getting enough value, which I don't think is the case. I just purely think it's a matter of positioning here. The other key thing is whether or not Cedarville will be able to keep Ryan's Magneto here available. Because despite not making amazing ults in particular, we did see a lot of like defense, bubbles, and shields that both kept him and his teammates alive. He was just a consistent thorn and just staying around and really great for cleaning up fights. So good job on Ryan here. But also, I want to commend our other tank here, Cedarville's Logan here on his Doctor Strange, because that's not directly a character he plays as much as compared to Emma Frost, and yet he was able to make good use of his character.
Absolutely, and here we go into the ban and save phase for Cedarville and Tennessee Smokey in this third game of the quarterfinals.
It's definitely wouldn't be a stretch to say that this could very well determine the matches and how this goes. As I predicted, the Psylocke is going to be out of the game. Too much of an issue before. And I expect Cedarville group. Yes. All right.
I have a feeling that you just are in both teams' heads at this point, just able to know instantly what is their picks and their counter picks.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so Cedarville decides to punish Team Smokey now with saving Hella, which Team Smokey has not been fond of off of their preferences on bans here. I suspect Boosh will be playing Hella. I think both can.
I wonder if Boosh will actually be playing Adam Warlock on this map, and Physics will be playing Hella, because we have seen Physics play Hella on the occasion, and especially on this map in particular, Boosh
because
really
they're
likes
both
to stay
long-range
with Adam Warlock.
Although I will say they will be doing the bunker thing. Now before that, oh, interesting. So they're really not a fan of the team up those two characters have. Cedarville bans Punisher. I'm not sure how I feel about this pick in particular. And
It does make
saves.
sense. It does make sense,
And
though.
saves Winter Soldier. This is so counterintuitive to what they were doing earlier, where they had banned Winter Soldier and prioritized Punisher. A Punisher that I thought, frankly, was just outperforming ever so slightly Team Smokies. So I'm a little surprised here. Moon Knight saved. I mean, the gates are open at this point. And the key thing at this point I'm worried about is going to be Ryan's Magneto here. I was expecting Cedarville to protect Magneto as opposed to Winter Soldier, but I suspect... yep, exactly. On the other hand, at least Logan Hoffman will be able to have his Emma Frost. But still, I'm a little sad for Ryan here because he gets to lose out his character in favor of this Winter Soldier pick, assumingly for physics. Which, don't get me wrong, is pretty good, but it's not like it's so overwhelmingly a wild card that I would forego the defensive, the front line that Ryan has with Magneto. So we'll see how this pans out and if their gamble works.
Open your eyes. Reality is but an illusion.
As I guess also the key thing here that we could be looking for once physics eventually switches to Winter Soldier is the hooks. We had seen earlier that they were pretty amazing and swung fights over, but lately there have been a lot more teams that have smarter front lines that have been blocking it. Before any of that, we'll have to look instead at the bunker comp that Cedarville runs on this map, which is just holding really up close and personal with penny mines and everything. Make it as hard as possible to walk out of spawn for Team Smoky. Not many other teams have run this comp, so this may still be new. Now we are back to our favorite rivalry. Ohio has Michigan, all the Alabama, Tennessee, but we have Boosh on the stairs. First try.
He makes it first try.
I'm
Ladies and
so
gentlemen,
proud
he's
of him.
had so many troubles, so many issues with those steps in particular, but he makes it first try, and you can even see he was jumping for joy when he made it up
Talk
there.
about a character arc. Overcoming your demons here. If there's anything, we will show you that anything is possible with enough grit, work, and determination, enough hope and dreams, and Boosh here is just a sign of that. Just climbing on the stairs and catches the team. Whoa, this is a very strange rotation here. We do not see this much from other teams. Now it seems like Cedarville is playing the offensive here, with Team Smoky playing a much more, what was typically a defender's position. We'll see if this pays out for them. But Cedarville definitely is split here. Physics is cut out and first to die. This is not good to see. And the bunker comp kind of falls apart here. Cedarville will be able to get Physics back. So they will be back to tying their player numbers. There's a tank fight going on back at spawn here between the two tanks. But Thor has just so much mobility and is able to keep alive. Despite Boosh keeping the rest of the team here supported and a few revives, it just does not seem enough. And Cedarville will have to give up this bunker comp really early. A little disheartening to see. But first, I'm going to guess a portal play here. They've done that every other time. I guess they will actually try and hold their portal play one more time. Sorry, bunker play one more time. They can do it for as long as they've capped first point. Sorry, they haven't capped first point. This is where we've seen them portal before. Let's see if they're ready for it. Oh no, Emma and Thor catches Ryan here. He's being kept alive by Cedarville support, but is still really low, barely escaping with his life. He does have ult. If he can stabilize, he may be able to swing this fight over. Especially if he can kite through these two ults. But it is a very hard thing to do. Thankfully, Luna's ult here from Physics is a very strong player here. That ult might not be even needed. Cedarville did a very good job in kiting it and keeping their team alive and seems to have won this team fight. I'm a little surprised given how much pressure was on Team Smoky was exerting. But in the end, Cedarville manages to scrape up a win. Cedarville not quite playing as close as they normally do. We'll see if Penny will be able to find as much value then from this new corner. Boosh, trying to find his burst, has his ultimate available here, so he can resurrect the entire team should they lose the team fight relatively early. We see Chris here on the Penny. A little rough. While Penny has some great camping potential and good mine placements there, the only concerning thing is he's getting bullied and pushed around so much. As notable here, he just got pushed by the Thor into the Moon Knight ult, meaning he took a lot more unnecessary damage that somebody has to heal and spend time out. But there was very little that he could do. He's just a very big hitbox here. We can see if he can justify him standing out in the open here with his mine to get more burst. But I can't see... Oh, no. Cedarville loses 2. We may want to see Bush's ultimate here, which he does use. But is it going to be enough to stabilize the team? Penny trying to stall the point as much as possible, as well as cover as much mines as possible. But it's not looking good. There hasn't just been enough burst damage here. And Cedarville looks like they're going to lose this first point here. At the minimum, however, Bush making his final last stand, dying on point alone. They do go all the way to overtime. So Team Smokey has 2 minutes and 30 seconds, so they did not stall or waste more resources than they had to. The result would have been the same either way. Second point. 2 minutes on the clock. We have here Ryan's ultimate on Doctor Strange, which stuns as many several characters, as many as he's close to in a certain radius. That is a very powerful ultimate. We see Bush here switching off the Adam Warlock now, back to his regular DPS role, and is on the Hela, something that they were banking on now. And it seems to find value, catches the enemy Thor. Smokey now has to dump more ultimates if they want to make more happen, but it's already looking pretty dire with Hirsch getting another kill in the back. More ults are getting thrown from both sides. Oh no! Bush nearly dies. Throws his own ult just cuz. Catches 1, catches 2, and is shredded himself, but that is enough. Cedarville will win this team fight. There's no doubt about it. Only issue, multiple ults were thrown. A lot more than I thought was going to be dumped on, especially for the early Thor kill from Team Smokey. Well, on Team Smokey, correction. Moon Knight is now in the fray here. Ryan still hasn't used his ult. Looking for an opportune moment here, but he may wait too long and overstay his welcome at this high position here. As a matter of fact, I'm betting Team Smokey is looking for him. Hirsch gets caught in the end, though, with the flanking Thor. I'm a little concerned that they were not watching out or peeling for their supports as much, especially given that Team Smokey was still around the corner here. And unfortunately, Ryan's ult gets cancelled as he gets knocked back or pushed back by Team Smokey's support line. That would be the Invisible Woman, who has an ability to either push or pull enemy team members. And so Ryan went to jump in for his ultimate and got pushed away. Team Smokey is on overtime again, but they are in a very strong position here. Cedarville is going to instead bank on a portal in relation to that positioning fact. The portal gets canceled. Oh no! That is very bad. That basically means that... Oh, no. Okay, Cedarville does get touched, but it's probably very short-lived. Dreadful misplay there. That is rather annoying how you can get your portal canceled and you have to wait the full 180-second cooldown. It's very long. This ability that isn't supposed to happen a lot, but still, it's a little demoralizing to see off of a misclick. It's like spending 20 minutes on your essay paper and forgetting to press the auto save button, and then you just close the tab. Or close the tab and it says, do you want to save? And then instead of pressing save, you press the don't save. That's an even better analogy. And then you didn't mean to do it. You read the wrong thing. It's a real shame. Cedarville looking to stop this cartwheel here of just a team fight loss after team fight loss. 30 seconds to do it. One good team fight could determine that. Winter Soldier is here. We finally get a kill here. He will probably have a reset. He does. See if we can get another kill. He does not. Little concerning as they've evened up him, who's alive here with a one loss on either side. Ryan uses his ult. Hello on Team Smokey's end gets cancelled. Boosh uses his own. It gets cancelled himself. And gets caught by this Emma ult. Very bad given his positioning. He's very close when he should be further up. Moon Knight ult gets a ton of value, and unfortunately the tank line, despite being so low, has just been kept alive at the last second. Cedarville is looking very desperate here in stopping them from getting full cap, but I don't think they'll be able to touch. Yeah, especially with that push, the Invisible Woman push again. 0-3. A little sad given Cedarville had pushed them to overtime all the way at first point here and could have probably stopped or had a decent chance of stopping them at second point if not for that misclick. But it is what it is, and Cedarville will be trying to make their way to come back here.
Absolutely. We have seen Cedarville make a comeback specifically on this map, making it all the way to the end to pull off a dub. Hopefully we could see that again.
Cedarville has done very well on this map in particular. In previous matches and our history, it's a very long range. They do have people like Boosh who really excel at this kind of poke FS, but they will, I want to say, simply, I'm not sure who exactly would be the problem child for Cedarville when it comes to what's irking them. The support line is able to do somewhat fine, but I would say that there's a little lack of peels. Peeling mean protecting your teammate or like doing a significant enough damage to somebody that's attacking your teammate that they back off. So just a random one-off support deaths on Cedarville's end is not ideal. That Thor may be the key to this, if they can check him more.
4, 3, 2, 1. Help get that vehicle.
Moon Knight here also is a decent sort of annoyance. I don't see much burst kills, but he's just get tons of damage and gets multiple ults that Cedarville had to watch for as an aerial denial thing. So it's just another factor to keep in mind. However, he dies early here due to Boosh's amazing cracked aim. Wish I could have seen that. Boosh here. Firing around, trying to shoot at the support line. Is very low here, is going to be kept alive. Here's that Thorpe, as we were seeing earlier, gets punished. Much better improvements here. However, I was worried here that as everyone looked away, Cedarville lost their take line. Emma is all alone. If he gets forced out, that is very good for Cedarville and very concerning for Smokey. They lost their tank line because they were all crowded in this room. They did not communicate where each other, where they were at, and they lost their team because of it. They lost a team fight. However, Doctor Strange trying to get touch here. Amazingly, Emma Frost is back to the fray already. I'm not sure how that's possible. If I missed something here, there Raccoon here, Rocket Raccoon. Rocket Raccoon, for reference, has an ability where he can heal one off team member every now and then. Hello gets shut down, but Ryan dies. Cedarville has to back up. However, they nearly have point here, and they do have the more of a time bank than Smokey did earlier when they were at this distance. Still, the next team fight could still prove a little long. They have multiple ults available here. They just need to figure out which one to open with to get the most value before Team Smokey reacts with their own. I would bank on Boosh doing it.
Feeling fantastic.
Iron Man, going into against a Hela, that's a little brave of them, given how vulnerable he kind of is to the characters like that. Oh, and the enemy Emma Frost is shut down immediately. Logan is going to capitalize on that fact and throw his own ult into the fray and do massive damage. Despite the support's ult, Cedarville is almost certainly going to take this match here, and Boosh looks to diff and the 1v1 against the enemy Hela. Consistent theme here with Boosh. They're both playing into a mirror matchup and him consistently winning it. Cedarville catches first point with more time bank than Team Smoky did earlier, but they still have a decent way to go, so not everything's off the table here. It's still very possible to lose this. But again, that Iron Man gets forced out. I'm still questioning why that was the pick that Team Smoky decided to go with. Hela ult is still available, actually. Boosh needs to just wait out for the Iron Man to poke out his head just a little bit more. And that will probably be a safe kill. Hela ult here, gets shut down immediately. That's the only concern why Boosh doesn't want to ult himself. Emma Frost on Team Smoky and very low. Team Smoky has to invest in an ult to keep him alive. And they do get value out of it. They do catch Logan early, which is not good for Cedarville. Had they been able to keep him alive, this would have looked very dire for Team Smoky, but they were able to capitalize. Thor with the sudden backline. Oh, and he does get help from the team. Cedarville will have to back up now, all the way back to spawn. This chews badly at Cedarville's time bank. They are now down to less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds. This is about the time Team Smoky had earlier. Meaning Cedarville might get pushed to overtime even if they win this, because it may turn into 2 team fights. Thor still up top, similar to where Ryan was earlier. Gets almost, he does get caught out. Amazing, I did not expect that to happen. Chris getting the final blow in. Good concentrated fire in Cedarville's end. When the enemy ults here fall apart, Cedarville will likely, through ults like that, get the value and win this team fight. A little too many ults in my opinion, but it does get the job done. They are halfway there. They are almost there, but they need to make sure that they don't get stopped here. I'm especially concerned about maybe Strange Portal. Boosh here. Portal is going to get thrown here. We can hope for the same misclick issue, but that probably isn't going to happen. Nope, and Team Smoky does the play that Cedarville wanted earlier. Maximum Pulse here fired. Oh, Boosh barely escapes that, but Hirsch does. However, Luna on Smoky's end does get caught out. Hela has no ult, but there is no more supports available for Smoky, despite losing a member of their tank line. Cedarville is looking very strong here. Gets another tank line, not tank line, and that is it. Cedarville looking very strong. 2 minutes on the clock here. It is very possible here for them to get to third point. Little less on the alt economy though for these teams, especially Cedarville with only 2 available. Cedarville pushes the cart along, making distance before they take angles and start taking more pot shots. Unfortunately, Thor is still an issue in pushing Cedarville's front line to awkward positions where they can't easily get their heals. Thor, in the backline, trying to catch him backline kills again. It actually does. Cedarville loses one of their supports here. I believe that's Chris, as Smoky follows up on that Thor ult. Good concentration and teamwork from Team Smoky. Time bank is starting to run low. Boosh does win the duel here, the mirror match. Cedarville may start using this to get the ball moving as the momentum starts to swing. it swings further here with this dreadful pick here on Thor. Team Smoky has to back up here and invest in their more ults so as to avoid more staggers, but they're still down 2. If here's a key thing, I'm not sure if Invisible Woman is still here, but if Ryan here can just wait out, that's all, and get his ult in play here, and he does, this should look like a match point here. Great patience here from Ryan on his ultimate. It is most definitely the key factor of why they sealed the deal on this 3rd point. And with a little bit of time to spare too. 18 seconds, okay. Not too much more, but it's some. Maybe enough time for a portal play.
The right heroes could make all the difference.
Turning into a very long match here. Just a back and forth between the two.
Round
All
3,
those crises I quietly put out, you have no idea.
They'll be coming in 30 seconds. Stay strong.
Here we go again. 2 for 2, baby.
Boosh is so happy right now. He finally hit the stairs,
The
and he's now
indomitable
consistent.
force of human spirit, the indomitable human spirit clearly on display.
Absolutely amazing. Even if Cedarville loses, we know we are winners in our hearts because Boosh can get up those steps.
He's prepping for the retirement home. We can see it. If there's an Olympic sport for it, we know who's going to be our representative. All right. Cedarville, much more in anticipation for this weird wraparound that Team Smoky has been doing earlier. We'll see if Ryan is able to keep his teammates alive here and just reinforce the front line. Issue, Cedarville supports and backline are getting pushed into this hole, into this little room. That is not great if they want to keep their front line healthy. Thor, being a consistent Thorn. Bleh, that just repeated Thor twice. However, despite the burst damage, still loses out here. However, Cedarville is able to res off the Rocket Raccoon here, meaning they are actually up 2. Somehow, Team Smoky was not able to, their supports were not able to keep their Thor alive, which is a little strange, given both of them, the supports were alive there. Must have been a weird angle that they couldn't see or gain LOS. Ultimates are all getting thrown here. It is the final fight that Team Smoky can have a chance to recoup and gain any distance here for Cedarville to push against. Because if they don't, Cedarville, Team Smoky has to hold really up close. Ryan here in the middle of everything right now and has his ult available. Despite catching everyone, the support ults here is going to keep Team Smoky alive. Concerning factor here is how far forward Ryan is here and if he will get his heals. I did not think he was able to. That is a little concerning here. Especially with this duel in the backline between Thor and Adam Warlock. It's a bit of a shame here that Thor's whole thing is bullying squishies while having a gigantic health pool. That's very unfair to fight against. Very valiant effort by Boosh, but does in fact get shut down. We're going to see the same portal play that we see earlier. I would say Team Smoky is very aware of it and they're looking for it, hence the scouting earlier. And more concerningly was the Moon Knight ult. I would have probably requested that we had pushed and put a portal elsewhere. A lot of Cedarville falls here, and that is concerning. Cedarville will not be able to hold this as Team Smoky will get the first point. And note how it was very hard for Cedarville to get past that first point as well. What Cedarville needs now is like a random one-off Thor kill early on, and then they can start ult dumping. Especially since, yeah, he was gonna do weird plays like that. Little concerned here for Emma Frost here. He needs to be kept alive. The Boosh getting caught by something. I'm not quite sure what it is. Oh, not a good sign. This may mean a second point, actually, for Team Smokey, as their front line just started collapsing. Cedarville still down one player. We see Physics here investing his damaging ult, but it's just too disorganized. Not enough frontline defense and shielding or protection. There's not enough HP pools, and then we found Boosh all the way in the middle of the team. There was no way he was going to get value out of that. All right, we're looking into what could potentially be the last team fight. If they can touch, they can't touch. That is not good for Cedarville. It means that Cedarville is going to have to match all of this distance here. Some concentration issues here. There's so many people to shoot at right now. Both the Thor on the right and the Phoenix here on the left here. Thor low, however, Cedarville had to give up on that kill. What with the support ult here. Invisible support ult. Boosh is too far forward here. I'm not sure if he got pushed out by the tank or they were just positioned badly as they Team Smokey started pushing forward, but we'll lose here. Cedarville is going to instead have to contend with trying to avoid them capping all the way to third point, which is terrible, especially with what time that they have. A very daunting road that's going to be ahead of them. They got to make sure that it doesn't go to fantasy levels of challenge that's going to sit in front of them as well. At some point, it's just too much to come back from. While Touch is here, no confirmed picks here. Very close shot. And this should be it. This might spell the end. As Ryan here makes another key ultimate here. It's just been over and over again. The determining factor has been his ult. And finally, Cedarville stops Team Smokey from running away with this any further. But it's still a very dramatically long distance that Cedarville will have to make up. It's almost certainly going to be an overtime fight. One fight after another.
No one escapes hell. You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Little scary. I'm unsure what adjustments could be made here, especially. But if they can get past this first point, we will have a much better game in front of us. As we just saw, Cedarville started pushing. At one side, they got after that first point. They got all the way to third point fairly seamlessly. But it's just that first point again, and that's where the time bank will come in handy. So it's not the most. It's not the most daunting challenge, but it still took longer than a minute their first time around.
Get ready. People think they could see right through me. I bet you did that before too, Emma.
Waiting here in the spawn room for the team to set up. 15 seconds until this map opens up.
Well,
And we'll finally get...
let me say
Well, if we'll finally get the conclusion here. If Cedarville can push all the way and match the distance, or if they will fall short.
help get that vehicle to its destination.
This match has gotten a lot more intense than I had expected it to have been. Logan here, fairly low. Ryan doing his best to tag team with him and keeping each other alive. Moon Knight here could be an issue. Debatably, Thor, problematic as always, just hooking the Ryan over and over again. But Cedarville does get their first pick. Gets two. Moon Knight, as I predicted, was going to be a liability if he was going to keep on staying on that off angle there, and he does. He gets caught out. And Cedarville has a decent shot here of capping first point relatively early. Only issue is that portal play, and there's still 20 seconds. There's the portal play. Boosh, gonna have to get pushed back. Has to try and peel for supports. We'll have the time to be able to do so, but we have 5 more seconds. Cedarville does cap first point. Only half of Team Smokey is left here, and it would be near suicidal for them to walk in at this point. All right, Cedarville has to repeat the miracle Team Smokey did. That's the only way around it here. They're the exact same position that they were in earlier. We have to watch out for some key ults here, as well as the backline Thor, consistently an issue and just kidnapping Cedarville's team members away from the fight in really bad positions. Moon Knight is still being kept. Thor, consistent issue, but Luna ult is played on the field here to keep the team alive. So that's ult for ult here, but enemy support ults will still be at play here as a... Oh no! Moon Knight's ultimate here may have just been the deciding factor for this match. And that will be it. Team Smokey gets their second map. And what was a begrudging back and forth between the two on this map on what was essentially the 4th round, Team Smokey does get the win here. Not the end for Cedarville, but it is match point. Moon Knight being MVP. Interesting. We're in for a long one, folks. Don't touch that dial.
Which hero do you think you want to be today?
Be wary. No timeline exists where Magneto yields.
Now, who am I gonna banish from this match?
To the fourth match of the night. The ban on Punisher from Cedarville right off the rip.
Right off the rips, Punisher ban. Okay, not the Groot. This is what I was a little worried about. Them perhaps forgetting how bad the Groot was for Cedarville. But there's still a chance that that might not be protected. Psylocke does get banned immediately. All right, I suspect Groot will be protected, and I'm a little concerned about that.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see if Thor gets banned in this particular
That
round.
is also another thing. Yes, I get why Thor would be banned, which confuses me once again why they pick Punisher. Groot is protected.
Okay. Which hero?
Oh, it appears for Mr. Boosh, he has no UI. It appears the game has glitched for him.
Hmm.
Most unfortunate.
That is probably going to be concerning. They protect the Hela.
Hmm.
I am still not. They do ban the Moon Knight. Okay, yeah, I could see that. Not as much as I would have. Not as much as I would have perhaps, respected the Thor as much, but it makes sense.
I wonder if Tennessee Smokey only uses the Thor on the convoy maps.
Mag. Oh no, I was worried about that.
Hmm.
I'm really unsure. Oh, we're having some UI issues here on Bush's game. I'm not sure why that is.
Oh, I wonder, wasn't there a setting in Rivals, I believe, that you could toggle the UI to turn on and off the UI?
I don't think he's spamming any button though.
I have no idea what is going on. Interesting. So it is a toggle to turn on and off the UI.
Why is that a thing?
I have no idea. Why?
This is not a photogenic game. This is
No. No. I am so very confused right now.
This is one of press the Iron Fist is all, turn it off, and just make a cinema.
I guess, I mean, a lot of gamers do that.
Oh, but on the other hand, it's giving me it's burning my eyes, so I may want to switch off to something that's more stable. Thank you.
Absolutely. It's like when a kid finds something new to do to annoy his parents, he just won't stop doing it. That is Boosh right now.
I'm very unimpressed with the Cedarville's bans, unfortunately. Moon Knight is the only one that I would consider fairly smart here, with my experience here. But look at Team Smokey; they banned both Psylocke and Ryan's Magneto, which was a pretty stable core that they were able to work with earlier. And then Groot here has been let off the hook on Cedarville's end, as well as Thor. So we'll see how this paves out. Anything can happen here, but there's just a number of factors here that aren't going into Cedarville's favor. We have the fact that this is a control map, which Cedarville has not done historically well on, typically, which is, the same could be said on them losing on Yigsgard here on the last map. But it's still, there's a lot of questions here that I don't have any clear answers for.
The battle starts in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you need to do
And another thing is I haven't been able to see Physics' Winter Soldier make as many key plays, say, in those hooks earlier, or in massive dominoing ultimates. Usually he ults after someone else has gotten like the first pick or so he's just like finishing off closing the deal. But sometimes that could be considered an overinvestment here. Brute here. It's going to be a battle of walls. while Cedarville has doing a good job stabilizing. Oh, and does actually outpace the enemy Groot here's HP. Bad wall there at the very end, unfortunately. Groot will need to back up for his team to heal him, but Cedarville maintains a heavy lead on team members on the point here. Just need to get rid of him, and then they'll get the first cap. Very good.
Mission area is yours.
Boosh looking for any stagger picks. Misses his shots. Little sad. Oh! Oh no, no, no! Oh my goodness! Oh no, Boosh gets caught out without his movement ability, because that's how he got up there in the first place, and gets hooked by the enemy Winter Soldier. Good plays on Team Smokey there, but looking very detrimental for Cedarville, especially now that there's a Cloak and Dagger roll on point. There's just one thing after another here. We'll see if Cedarville is able to kite it out, but Ryan decides instead that he wants to wall off his own escape. You know, there's a sunk cost fallacy, I guess. Well, I mean, hopefully that will encourage Cedarville there to, when they watch their own gameplay, to do better. With their decision makings and going forward. There's always something to be learned by looking at your gameplay, like where you were sitting earlier, or if there's any mistakes that you didn't catch on the enemy team that you can look for later. They're about tied now in percentage here. Smokey will take the lead here, but with what ults are being thrown in, the team fight resolution is almost bound to happen soon. And Hela here ends up being the key ult in keeping Smokey out. And means Cedarville will get great positioning here, cap on point, and will probably overtake Smokey on percentage here.
You've captured more than half of the mission area. Keep going.
This is looking a lot better for Cedarville now. They have some life back to them. See here, Boosh here is, once again, does not have his movement ability. He may want to consider using those stairs now, as if that wasn't the only stairs he's had issues with before. But that's so that if he wants that off angle, he needs to keep that cooldown, so he doesn't get poked out again. Alright, big ultimates are being used here. What with the Groot ult, and wow, that was a strong Groot ult from Team Smokey here. Got his walls up and everything, and just spammed his attacks. Oh my, that was a bit of a slaughter there. But it's back and forth. Still, neither side is like dominating the other, so the team spirit is still good. Looking for walls here. Team Smokey's front line has been caught here, but they still just have so much of a health pool that it's not as big as a punishment as it can be. Cedarville's attention is starting to be split here, and now it's even more concerning what with Groot here. Oh, but then instead Physics makes up for it with his own ult, catches 2, possibly 3. It's a domino effect now. Very strong. There's only 18% here for Team Smokey. If they do a portal play really quickly here, I was about to say Physics may be able to save his ultimate, but instead gets rid of it. Looking at a portal play coming from here. Okay. Ults are getting thrown on point just to make sure that they can actually get out of the portal safely and get... Oh, but multiple ults are being thrown here from both DPSs. However, Winter Soldiers gets a shutdown early, so it may not matter. Oh no! Doctor Strange ultimate here gets thrown here, catches 2. No, it does not matter. Cedarville still catches the more 2, 3, 4 off of Bush's ultimate. Amazing plays by Bush. Great patience, great distance. Was able to avoid the strange ultimate and punishes Smokey. Incredible. Very, very close here. But they do catch the first round here. We're looking into round 2 here. That is true, but they have momentum going. And with how much of Cedarville's I want to say composition is very poke based, it's fairly easy, I want to say, that they could kite. So it could go either way. Not to mention Smokey did use both their Luna and both their DPS ults. And their Doctor Strange ult. Meaning, at most, they have 2. At which point, I would say Cedarville still has a very good shot at surviving and farming up their own.
All you need to do is capture the mission area. Got it? How about I switch things up and make our opponents disappear?
20 seconds until the area unlocks. Emma getting caught out here, and Cedarville gets the first pick, punishing Emma Frost for pushing so far ahead without his team and using the group walls to finalize the kill. Because of that, Cedarville will get a decent chunk of percentage early on, likely 20% before Team Smokey is able to do anything. Poke phase is still ongoing. Ultimates are starting to come online. Everyone's roughly around 70% to their ult, 80. Over 25% for Cedarville. The big ults are finally getting thrown on play. However, Chris was far back enough where he was able to safely put his own. Oh, wait, that wasn't Chris. That was Logan Hirsch. While I'm disappointed Cedarville did fall here, at least they had stalled as long as possible and nearly getting 50% a point. All off of a very key call out and concentrated fire against Emma Frost and a very good wall from Ryan. Wall is this ability Groot has that he can set up and just creates an artificial wall that you have to damage before you can walk past. Makes it so that LOS or healing is very hard. And escape is much harder as well. Oh, Bush nearly gets caught out on the mirror match. Cedarville able to keep their teammates alive through that ult, but was not able to keep up the healing for the huge amounts of poke after. Oh, interesting. Cedarville decides to invest more ultimates here. Perhaps they're going to look at a Groot ult pretty soon. So they can finish this fight off, but they're still down a player. Okay, but they did get 2. Smokey trades 2 back, 3, and Smokey will keep the point control. All because of a very strong Storm ult. Bush may need to be a more vital character in shutting down Storm earlier on. And we might want more poke on that group. I'm a little confused why he isn't, spamming him, but Cedarville looking to change their approach from going upstairs now. Emma gets smelted for half her HP for just poking her head up. Oh no, Bush used his ability a little too early here and doesn't have anything for the Emma ult here. Groot is able to use 2 of his ults before Ryan is able to use his own. Pretty indicative of not being able to figure out where they want to put their aggression and resources at. 1-1. Match point for Team Smokey now. If they win this match next upcoming round, they win the whole thing. Cedarville, still though, if they win this, they will be they'll tie up.
seconds before you attack. Get ready. If we use our ice powers together, we can stop our enemies cold.
20 seconds now onto this point here that could decide the match.
You are the winter soldier, aren't you?
I think something may
Based on what you've seen just from these past two teams over these past couple hours, how do you think this potentially final matchup was going to go?
It's hard to say. The Groot in particular is like who outgroots the other Groot is just so important to this matchup between these teams. Ryan, while able to catch that early Armor Frost and gain all that percentage earlier off that smart decision there, he was only able to do that once before he wasn't sure when to use his ultimate, which is really concerning because we saw the enemy Groot use 2 of his. This may be a reflection across the board for Cedarville's team. I'm not sure when to use their ult. I could say the same about Hela's ult. I didn't see it maybe more than once, where I saw twice for Smokey. Cedarville does take the initiative and get point early, shuts down the Hela ult, looking very strong for Cedarville, and Hela decides instead, Booch decides that this is enough, a perfect time to use his ult. Oh, and what's better is that Smokey overcommits, what with their, Booch nearly dies, but they overcommit, what with their, ultimate from Storm. But, concerningly, despite nearly shredding multiple team members, Cedarville is still down several members, and it is in a pretty bad spot with where the team members were. I'm a little confused how that was possible, given Cedarville was up 4 team members. Despite that, Cedarville does have 30%, and they will still be able to cap probably right about where Team Smokey will end up. But still, a little uncomfortable with how that momentum swung so casually between the teams. Emma Frost here, potentially in trouble. No, that wall was just placed just a millimeter off. Oh, but Groot does get caught, and the Smokey's Groot instead falls early, meaning Cedarville will probably be able to get cap here. Cap for capture. Luna ult thrown in to seal the deal, and just as I predicted, 30% there. Cedarville will be able to make some decent gains and a good stagger at the very end here. Groot's ult, I believe, also got canceled halfway through, which is a very big team decider usually. Meaning Cedarville is looking at a pretty good spot here. They spot that Team Smokey has decided to go at the bottom. They're all trying to kite away this Emma ult here, but it catches a lot of the team members. Thankfully, Invisible Woman's ultimate keeps the whole team alive. Cloak and Dagger ult means that Cedarville will have a hard time maintaining pressure on point itself directly. You're going to have to do something from a large enough range. Funny instance where both Hellas decide to show up at the same time, and all at the same time. Not looking good for Cedarville here. They will probably have to reset.
Their team's captured
77%.
the halfway point.
If they win the next 2 fights, Cedarville may take this game.
So much.
Or better yet, if they're able to push Smokey off the point while not necessarily winning the team fight, but just capping earlier on, that might be even better. Turning this into one team fight. Groot ult. Groot wall trying to keep the team alive. Does, but Ryan gets caught out himself. Really big shame that Cedarville's supports weren't able to keep him alive. We were looking for a Groot trade here. It happens. All right, both teams are even. Team Smokey very close to capping point. Both teams throwing out their Luna ult. Storm here is thrown here. Hirsch does try to get his own ult, but dies early. Meaning that may be it, unless an emergency strange portal gets thrown on point. Looking very desperate for Cedarville here. Oh, and Cedarville gets their second loss. A very close one, pretty demoralizing to see. And that, I think, is also it for the season as well, leaving Cedarville's near spotless record a little bit more tainted.
However, this is nothing to be sad about because Cedarville, like you said, had an almost immaculate record for the season. I believe this was their second only or third loss this entire season.
It was his second loss.
Second loss, there you go. They performed amazing this season, showcasing the true sportsmanship that Cedarville has to offer. Absolutely incredible.
For this being our very first season ever, I'm impressed, and we'll see you all next time.